Hey guys, and welcome back to another very epic video on this very epic channel. Today, I'm doing a tier list, which is a very original idea that I have often. So, what is this tier list, you may be asking? Well, this tier list is ranking all the North American parulids, which if you don't know is New World Warblers, and if you don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of New World Warblers, or just warblers in general. And why is that? Honestly, I just think they're overrated. It's always like, oh, birders are always like, oh, warbler this, warbler that. There's other cool birds, okay? There's not just warblers. I know I'm not, most birders aren't like that, but they've got an entire festival dedicated to warblers, and I think that's a bit ridiculous. But at the same time, if there was an entire festival dedicated to icterids, I would think that was the best thing in the world. So, what can I really say? Anyway, yeah, I just don't think they're very interesting. And it's weird because I really like colorful things, and warblers are very colorful. I don't know, they don't make me feel anything when I see one. Except for a few. There are a few that I do like, but most of them are just kind of meh. And I don't really know why, but there's some birds that I just don't really find interesting. Gulls used to be those, but I do quite like gulls now. So maybe in the future I'll like warblers, but probably not soon. Anyway, I've got them all down right here. As you can see, there's quite a few, but there's not that many. I was going to make a tier list ranking all the icterids, but there's like over 130 or something. I don't even remember the exact number, but there's, oh gosh, quite a few. But maybe I will still do that at some point, because I like doing tier lists and just kind of talking about whatever. So, yeah, I'm gonna do warblers first because there's less of them, and I think it might be a more interesting video because I can spend more time on each one. Okay, so I guess let's just go ahead and get into it. We're starting off with some bangers first. We've got the painted redstart, which is possibly one of my favorite warblers. These unfortunately don't live that far north into the US. They're more a Mexican species, but they do reach into like Arizona, New Mexico, maybe a little bit in Texas, and they might reach a little bit further north, but I don't know. They're over there. And I, fun fact, don't live anywhere near there, so I can't see them right now, but maybe someday I will, because it would be really cool, because out of all the warblers, this one might be my favorite. They're really cool looking, S tier. Yeah. I actually don't know that much about them, and I forget they exist a lot, because again, they're not a species that I think about, because they're not one that really lives in this area, so I kind of forget about them, but they're really cool. Yeah, I just really like birds that are mostly black with one very bright, vibrant color on them. Of course, this one also has white on it too, which honestly just makes the red pop a little bit more. And I really like birds like that. Anything that has black and a bright neon color is basically my whole thing, and I will go crazy over it, so it's not surprising that I like that warbler. Anyway, next we've got the red-faced warbler, I believe this is. Another one that doesn't have a big range in the US, I think. Maybe it does. Maybe it's just like a West Coast species that I don't think of. Yeah, a lot of these West Coast warblers I just completely forget exist. And, yeah, I don't know how, because I've been trying to learn them in case I ever do go over there. But yeah, I just forgot about it. This one's also a pretty good one. It looks like it accidentally got spray painted. It just like was a I don't know, like a Tennessee warbler or something, and it just got spray painted red in the face and grew hair. What was that? Is that a starling outside? Anyway, yeah. Yeah, it's very interesting coloration here, because it's just red in the face, which is really weird. I mean, I guess that pretty fitting name for it, red-faced warbler, but, like, it's good. If it had more red on it, I would probably like it a little bit better, but I think I'm gonna go B or C. I'll put it in B tier. It's not quite A tier worthy, I don't think. Oh, okay, we gotta... Now, this one's gonna be a... I have some opinions on this one here. This is the Northern Yellow Warbler. Yeah, it's out of the few warblers that I've seen. Okay, I guess I should explain. I haven't seen that many warbler species, and that's part of the reason I don't like them. Because, well, there's specifically one time, like last year, I was out birding, and I heard so many warblers. Like, they sounded like they were right above me, or either right in front of my face. And I never saw a single one, and it made me so mad. So, a lot of these warblers I don't like. Now, I have seen Northern Yellow Warblers, and that's the reason I don't like them. Well, actually, they're not as bad as another one, which we'll get to later, of course, but I've seen quite a lot of Northern Yellow Warblers. Probably my second most seen warbler out of all of them, though I still don't see them that often. I don't know if they're just like kind of a migrant or they actually breed here, but you know, if they're just a migrant, then I probably wouldn't see them that often. But I still have seen quite a few. They're just yellow. I don't find them that interesting looking. Their song is kind of boring. A lot of warbler songs are pretty boring. They're just overall just a boring bird. I'm sorry, Northern Yellow Warbler fans. I don't see the appeal of this bird. And for that, I'm gonna have to put it in D tier. I'm not a big Yellow Warbler fan. Mangrove Yellow Warblers maybe are a little bit better, but probably not. But we'll get to that pretty soon. In fact, I'll just bring him up here. We've got the Mangrove Yellow Warbler, which was recently split from the Northern Yellow Warbler. I mean, at least on eBird, but, you know, here it is. What a funny little guy. He's just a Northern Yellow Warbler with some red on his head, which, you know, is very fancy. I quite like his style going on there, but, again, it's just a Northern Yellow Warbler, but with some modifications, and I don't know. I think it's better, but it's still probably a D tier for me. You know, I haven't seen one, but hopefully I'll be able to see one this year. So maybe once I see them, I will change my opinion if it was a better experience than my Northern Yellow Warbler experience. Also, warblers... Is that a barn swallow? No, it's just a sparrow. Okay, I thought I might have just seen my first of the year barn swallow, but no, it's not. But yeah. Warblers are quite an interesting bird because they're very curious. At least yellow-rumped warblers are, and I think also I've experienced this with northern yellows. But they're very curious little guys, and I like that about them. I do quite enjoy the little curious little guys. But at the same time, if they're so curious, why don't they come say hi? Because I would like to see that black and white warbler, but no, it just was kind of calling from the trees and didn't think to show itself. But yeah, I'm still a little upset about that, even though it happened like a year ago. I will never forgive the warblers for doing that to me because it was very painful. Okay, next one we've got is the yellow-throated warbler. This guy, it's got some pretty cool colorations going on here. I like the patterns on it, and I like the yellow throat. Though it is kind of reminding me of the yellow-rumped warbler, which, again, we'll get into later. It's kind of giving me the northern yellow warbler vibes, but, I mean, sorry, yellow-rumped warbler. But it's a little bit better. I think I'll probably put it, like, E or C. I'll put it E tier because I think it's one of the ones that made me mad. Next we got a northern yellowthroat or common yellowthroat. I think it's common yellowthroat. I have seen this one. I'll make sure to tell you when I've seen them or not because I haven't seen that many. I have seen this little guy. They're pretty interesting because they stay a lot longer than other warblers do, I think. I could be misremembering horribly, but I remember seeing one fairly late into the year last year. They're kind of funny because they like different they like marshy-ish habitats, but I found one literally just in a dried up pond with some cattails out in my back pasture, so they kind of like just like anything basically. Yeah, they're kind of cute little guys, but not super exciting in my opinion. I think I might like the also, I kept saying them when I wanted to see something else. I don't remember what I was wanting to see, but I was at this park and there was something they were specifically wanting to see, but I kept thinking I might have seen it, actually I think it was a sedge wren that I was looking for. I kept seeing it in the grass. And I'm like, oh, is this the sedge wren I've been looking for? No, it's in common yellowthroat, which it's just a little annoying. So I'm going to put them lower than the yellow-throated warbler. We got the cerulean warbler next. This one is interesting because it's blue. I like blue on some birds, but not as much as some other colors. I don't know. I don't find this one very attractive in my opinion. It's kind of blue, but kind of not. It's kind of a grayish blue. And I don't know. It doesn't have the best patterns. It's just kind of like some stripes here and there. I'm probably going to put it D tier as well, above the yellow warblers. This is the Connecticut warbler, I think. I could be wrong, but I think it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's gotta be a Connecticut warbler. Very, very boring, very dull, but it's not bad. It's kind of got a thrushy look to it, which I kind of like, but it's not super exciting. Like, of all the warblers, I think these are probably, like, one of the duller ones, except how did it sort by, like, some of the more dull warblers? I don't know, but Connecticut warbler, it's alright. I'm gonna put it below the yellow throat there. Next, we got the Nashville warbler. I have seen this one. In fact, it was the last warbler that I have seen, not counting the one that I may have seen a few days ago, and we'll get to it when we get to it. Actually, it's literally the last one on here, but, I'll put it up a little bit higher, because I kind of want to talk about that. So there we go. Put it there. Yeah, Nashville warbler. I saw this one during fall migration last year, and it was actually kind of cool, because I didn't have to leave my house to see it. It just came to the tree in my front yard. It didn't quite come to the feeder, but it was, like, right there to the feeder, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever had a warbler come to the feeder, which is probably to be expected. They don't come to feeders very often, because I think they're more of an insectivore. But yeah, Nashville warbler, I think the one that I saw was a female, so it was a little duller than this, but I still thought they were kind of pretty. They've got like yellowish kind of color below, and they got like gray on the top, which it's not the prettiest combination, but it's still pretty. And they're really tiny. I wasn't expecting them to be so small. A lot of warblers, they're not giant birds anyway, but I don't know. The Nashville warbler was like extra small, and I thought that was kind of cute. I'll put it C tier. I think it's not an offensive one to me, but it's not super exciting. I wouldn't be mad if I didn't see one ever again. What's this one here? I forget. This one is Lucy's warblers or Virginia's warbler? No, Lucy's is the more of a gray. I think this is Virginia's warbler. I could get my book over here to check. Yeah, this is Virginia's warbler. Okay, another warbler I forgot existed because it's a West Coast species. It's kind of like the Nashville warbler, but less. Like, it has less yellow, and it's more boring and dull. So I'm gonna put it right next to the Nashville warbler, but a little bit lower. Actually, you know what? I think I like the Connecticut warbler better, so I'm gonna put it behind the Connecticut warbler. Sorry for all the Virginia's Warblers fans. I don't really like them. They just kind of look boring. They've got like some yellow, but they're not they don't have the amount that the Connecticut and the Nashville does. Okay, next we've got our first warbler without warbler in its name. No, never mind. We had a red start and a yellow throat. Never mind. I am not remembering. But we have the Louisiana water thrush. This was another one that sounded like it was right in front of my face, and I just never saw it. I don't know how I didn't see it. I was right next to the stream, perfect habitat for a water thrush, and it was singing. I don't know where it could have been. It must have been behind some brush or something that I just didn't see, but like it sounded like it was right there. I don't know how I didn't see it, but I kind of like water thrushes, though they are kind of like off-brand knockoff dippers, and dippers are really cool little guys. But you know, I don't have dippers, so I have to deal with these water thrushes, which are actually warblers. But they're cool. I like water thrushes. In fact, I'm trying to see one right now. I'm trying to find some good habitat for some. I have potentially water thrush habitat, but it's not the best little stream. I think they like a little more fast flowing water, but you know, it's questionable for its stream. It's more of a creek, but it's like a really tiny little creek, and I don't think it's big enough for a water thrush, but you never know. There could be one. It's potential. It's not the best habitat, but it is still possible for them to be there. But yeah, water thrushes, they're kind of cool little guys. They're very unique for a warbler because, again, they like to forage in streams and things, and they do lots of funny little dances with wiggling around, and they're just kind of cool little guys. I'm honestly gonna put him in A tier. I don't think he's quite S tier worthy, but water thrushes have really grown on me recently. Another one that's grown on me recently is the Swanson's thrush. Swanson's warbler. I'm used to saying thrush, but it's the Swanson's warbler, which is not the most colorful warbler, but I don't know, there's something, he looks so polite. Look at that face. He looks very nice, a very pleasant guy. I don't know, I like the color. I like that reddish brown. It's very dull, but I don't know, there's something about them I just like. I can't explain why. He just looks so happy and pleasant. I want to say hi and shake his hand, which is quite hard to do because he doesn't really have much of a hand. But, you know, I'd love to see one of these. I don't even know. I forget where they live. I think I could see one, but I don't know. But they're kind of cool little guys. I'm gonna put him in S tier because I don't know why. I like Swanson's thrush. I keep saying thrush because I forget that there's a Swanson's warbler. Swanson's warbler, they're just really cool, and underrated. So, yeah, sorry about that if you don't like... Actually, no, not sorry about it, because everyone pays attention to the bright, colorful yellow and brown, or yellow and orange and blue warblers, but no one pays attention to the poor little Swanson's thrush. Oh my god, I keep saying thrush. Swanson's warbler! No one pays attention to the poor little Swanson's warbler. So I think I will do that because I think he deserves attention, because look at that face. How can you look at that face and not just fall in love with it? Or I could be completely wrong and it's a terrifying beast that you never want to encounter. But who knows? Maybe I'll find out soon. Next we got the Canada warbler. This guy, I don't think I've heard one of these, but yeah. These guys are pretty cool as well. They're kind of like a Nashville warbler, but more saturated. They've got more yellow. They have more gray on the top. And they got a kind of a cool looking pattern, almost a meadowlark looking like chest pattern there. I quite like it, and I especially like this dry brushing it kind of look it has on its head, where it's like black with gray dry brushed over it. I really do like that look to it. It's also got like this cool white under its eye, which really blends well with its yellow. I think these guys are pretty good. Oh, did not mean to move you, Connecticut Warbler. Get back down there. Yeah, Canada Warbler, it's pretty good actually. But is it... I'll just put it above the Nashville Warbler because it kind of looks similar, but also not. I don't even think they're in the same genus. We've got the golden-cheeked warbler, an endangered species that I forget that there's an endangered warbler. I think there's also a critically endangered warbler, but I don't remember which one it was. Yeah, I think these guys are pretty cool. Of course, it's got the black, and it's got the very bright, vibrant, saturated color that I like. These guys have a very small range. They winter in northern Mexico and breed in Texas and maybe a little bit of Oklahoma. So there's not very much, habitat for them. So that's why they're endangered. And they are a warbler, and I am known to hate warblers, but I don't hate this one. I hope they do better in the future, because it would be sad for them to go extinct like the Bachman's warbler, which, if you don't know, is an extinct warbler. I do feel bad about the Bachman's warbler going extinct, so... There's a chipping sparrow right outside. But yeah. These guys are pretty cool. They've got a cool looking pattern there, though I wish the gold or the yellow would had more on it instead of just the face, because it kind of just looks like a black-throated green warbler, but less green. So I'm gonna put it right above the red-faced warbler. I think that's a decent ranking for them, though. I don't know, looking at it more, I do quite like it, but I'm gonna put it right there. Next we got the Prairie Warbler. These guys have some interesting patterning going on, but I don't know, they just kind of look like warbler to me. They just look like a more fancy yellow warbler. So I think I'm gonna put them... I'll put them like right at the bottom of... Actually, no, I like them a little bit better than the Virginias, so I'm gonna put them right there. Next, we got the beast itself, the yellow-rumped warbler. Okay, why is this a terrifying beast, you may ask? Well, this is by far the warbler I've seen the most, the one I'm most familiar with. Now, why is that a bad thing? Well, it's not, but I just see them all the time, and especially when I'm looking specifically for a different type of warbler, or just a different type of bird in general, they always seem to show up, and they always get in the way of me trying to find another bird, and I don't appreciate that. So, look, yeah, they're pretty, they have a pretty coloration, I'll say that, but... this was also the first warbler I've ever seen, which is kind of interesting. I saw this one in Florida, so that's pretty interesting. They're also my most hated warbler, so, there's that. But they are pretty, I'll say that. They have, like, a pretty, I like the gray and the black patterns, but it's also got, like, some yellow on it, which looks nice. And there's, like, different... subspecies, and some of those look really cool, and there's quite a lot of variation throughout its range, but that I can't let its pretty colors distract me, because we all know these are vicious creatures, and they will hunt you down. I have been down birding, and they've just surrounded me. They are very curious, some might say, but I know the truth. I know they are hunting. And they hunt in packs. I've seen packs up to like 20 different birds. And they surround you. Some of them got really close to me, which is very scary. But, you know, I made it out, fortunately. But some people may not be as lucky as me to make it out alive, so you gotta watch out for these guys. They have been known to attack my windows, in fact, during their migration last year when they first arrived in the fall. I had a pack that lived outside my window area, like right outside my house, and pretty much every day I would have one come up to my window and just like climb around on the screen. It was very terrifying, very traumatic experience. It was like right there. I would just casually be doing something at my desk, and I hear some taps at the window, and you never want to hear taps at the window. Very scary. So I look over, and what do I see? A yellow rumped warbler staring back at me. It was very terrifying. I don't like thinking about it. It was very traumatic. It just kind of stared at me. It knew what it was doing. It knew. Don't tell me it was just curious. I don't want to hear that. They're quite intelligent beasts, and it was planning a home invasion. I just know it. It was trying to figure out the weaknesses in my windows so that it could break in, and do horrible things. I don't like thinking about them, and whenever I encounter them in the wild, it's just a terrifying situation. So for that, I'm gonna have to put you in F tier. They're just very, very deadly, very dangerous little creatures, and they should not be trusted. Next, we've got the black-throated green warbler, another warbler that I've seen. In fact, I also got this one, this lifer on my birthday. No, actually, I got it a few days before my birthday. Anyway, but yeah, it was kind of a tricky one to find because it was up in the trees and I heard it singing, so I was like looking for it for quite a long time. But I finally found it, which is good. If I hadn't have found it, it would probably be ranked a lot lower because it would have made me mad. But this one didn't make me mad, so I'm gonna put it, I don't know. Again, it just kind of looks like a warbler. It's got that classic warbler shape. That's another reason I like the Swanson's warbler. It kind of just has more of like a water thrush look to it, and it doesn't really remind me of a warbler immediately. So, but this guy really reminds me of very traumatic situations, and it doesn't make me happy looking at one, so I just moved that guy. Yeah. Also, its name is a little misleading in my opinion. It's called black-throated green, and it does have a black throat, but it's barely green. It's barely green. It's more yellow. It's like a yellowish green, a very gross green in my opinion. And it also has a lot of white and gray on it, so I think the name is a little misleading. I think it should be more green if it is to be called a black-throated green warbler. So for that, I'm going to put it, I'll put it like right above the Virginia's warbler there. Because I think I like the prairie warbler a little bit better. I actually got the pine warbler. These guys, no, actually, I think it's either this one or the palm warbler that Merlin always thinks is singing instead of a chipping sparrow, but it's always a chipping sparrow. These guys, again, just feel more warblery than I would like. Of course, they are warblers, they can't really help it. But at least these guys don't have that classic warbler face. I think these guys are more of a C tier species in my opinion, but I'll put it low on C tier. Because, like, they're alright, but they're, like, not super exciting to me. Next we got a good one here. We got the Prothonotary Warbler. I think out of all the warblers, this one is the most Icterid-like. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I used to not care about this one as well as many other warblers, but this one's really grown on me recently, and I don't know why. I don't know. I really like their coloration, and one of the reasons is because I was recently looking at weavers, which is a completely unrelated group of birds, but they look like Icterid bodies with warbler colors, and one of them, I forget which one it is, one of them looks like some type of Icterid with Prothonotary warbler colors. It's like so weird, and I love it so much, and it really made me appreciate the Prothonotary warbler's colors. I just think that bluish gray of its wings goes really well with that vibrant yellow, and it doesn't have any streaking like the yellow warbler does, and it's got like a black bill that really reminds me of an Icterid, and it's got like that really dark eye, which again reminds me of an Icterid, and it's also just got this really Icteridy face. Its bill is a lot more thin and slender than a Icterid would be, but it's definitely similar in a way, and I really like that. But yeah, I think this is an S tier, our third S tier, and I think I'm gonna put it right behind the Swansons, right there, or above the Swansons, right behind the Redstart. And I'm trying to decide if I like it better than the Redstart, but I just really like the Redstart's colors. I'm gonna put it below the Redstart because I think it still has Warbler in its name, and it's still very Warbler looking. It's very classic Warbler, and again, I hate to be one to like this one because again, it's very overrated. So many people like this Warbler. I think it's probably one of everyone's favorite Warblers, which, I mean, I never really understood, but I kind of understand now, and it scares me that I might be falling for the warbler, disease that is whatever other birders have, that they just are so obsessed with warblers. I'm just tired of hearing warblers, okay? Can we hear about something else? Like, Icterids are like the warbler's cousins that get no attention. And I know I'm being dramatic because, of course, there's lots of Icterids that people pay attention to, but there's a lot of them that people don't pay enough attention to, and the warblers are out here trying to steal the Icterid spotlight, and I don't appreciate that. What is this one? I forget. This is another West Coast one, isn't it? I have to open the book again. Okay, I believe this is Grace's Warbler, which again I just don't remember that it exists, but apparently it does, supposedly. Who knows if it actually exists, but it kind of just looks like another version of the yellow-throated warbler, but like less. I like it a lot less, actually. And in fact, I'm gonna put right above the Connecticut warbler there. I think that's pretty decent. Okay, we got this guy, which is probably the dullest warbler there is, not counting old world warblers. In fact, this is probably the most old world of all new world warblers. But this is the orange-crowned warbler. Very misleading name, in my opinion. It barely has an orange crown. Okay, it does, but it's like, doesn't show it, like, at all. Which, again, still very misleading. They should have called this, I don't know, the boring warbler, or, like, the I don't know, greenish rumped warbler, or, like, a vegetable oil warbler. It's like got this old vegetable oil warbler. I think that could be a good, it's got like an oily color, and I don't like it. It's a very ugly color there. Olive oil warbler would also work, I think, but anyway, this guy I may have seen. I don't know if I saw it for like a split second, but I am very sure it was either this one or a Tennessee warbler. But Tennessee warblers come at a much later date, so I think maybe it's more likely that it was the orange-crowned warbler, which I saw like just a few days ago, which is still pretty rare. It's marked as rare on eBird, but I'm not sure because I don't know what else it could have been. There was also a kinglet in the area, but I know what kinglets look like. And I saw the kinglet, and when I saw the kinglet, I was like, oh, did I, like, see it? Did I, like, I don't know. Did I misidentify it? But I'm sure it wasn't a kinglet. It did not look like a kinglet. It looked like a warbler. When I looked at it, I saw warbler or vireo, and it definitely wasn't a vireo when I got a good look at it. And vireo would probably be even more ridiculous because orange crowns occasionally overwinter a little bit farther north, so it's not super unlikely, or it could just be a really early migrant. But I'm pretty sure I saw an orange-crowned warbler a few days ago, which is kind of crazy, but, you know, not unheard of. But yeah, getting back to this ranking here, it does make me a little bit mad, because again, I only saw it for a split second, but I saw it really good. It got really close to me, and then it disappeared into the brush, and I never saw it again. I sat there for so long, hoping it would make an appearance, but no, it never did. So, yeah, I never saw it again, and I even went back the day after, and I never saw it then either. So, yeah. Anyway, this is an F tier in my opinion. It's just such a forgettable warbler that I think as much as you know what, no. We can't forget how deadly the yellow-rumped warbler is, so it's going right above the yellow-rumped warbler. Orange-crowned warbler, I just think is very misleading, and I think they could have named it something better. Yeah, sure, it has a yellow crown, but it's barely ever visible, so it's not a good name in my opinion. Next one we got another good one here. Well, I don't know why I'm saying another one. One we just had was kind of boring, but we got the blackpoll warbler, which is, get up here. Yeah, there we go. The blackpoll warbler is a pretty cool little guy. When I look at him, I don't immediately think warbler, so I appreciate that. I really like these. They are very interesting because, again, they don't have that warbler face. They almost remind me of a Swanson's warbler more than they do, like, other warblers. I don't remember what genus this is. I think the warbler genus, in my opinion, is Setophaga, and I like a lot of these warblers are in it, and I just see them and I'm like, yeah, that's a warbler. The most warbler-looking genus there is. But I don't think this is a Setophaga. It could be, and I could be wrong, but they're very cute little guys. They have such a cute little face. Their patterns sure aren't the best, and their coloration's a little dull, but they're very cute, and I like them. I don't think they're quite an S tier, but I think I'll put them right behind the water thrush. Next, we've got the black-throated blue warbler. I'm gonna be honest, I like the yellow warblers more than I do the blue warblers, but it is nice to see something a little bit different. This guy is alright, but I don't think it's quite B tier worthy. I think it will go like right there in between the Canada and the Nashville warbler. I don't know. I don't think they're that exciting. Next we got another water thrush. This one's the northern water thrush, and for the longest time I had no idea how to differentiate it from the Louisiana, but I recently learned, because I'm trying to learn spring birds so that I can identify them better. The northern water thrush has a lot more, like, it looks a lot more messy. It kind of looks like a juvenile version of the Louisiana. Louisiana is a lot more, like, it's a cleaner looking, like the stripes are cleaner. This one's a little more splotched all over the place, so that's how you tell them apart. And I think their songs are also different, so that's good. But yeah, the northern water thrush, it's kind of similar. Again, it's very similar to the Louisiana water thrush, but I don't know, which one do I like better? I would almost say the northern, but I kind of like the Louisiana better, so I'm gonna put it right there. Let's see, how many do we have? Oh gosh, we still have a lot left. We got another banger here. We got the Blackburnian Warbler, a classic. Everyone likes them, but including me, which I hate to admit, but I do quite like Blackburnian Warblers, and they're going S tier because I just really like, orange, black, and white look so good together, and that's why I like Orioles so much. And this one, though I do wish it had more orange on it, I think it would look a lot better. But yeah, I really like, if you just looked at its face, it would be like the perfect warbler. I mean, look at that, that's beautiful. But I mean, the rest of the body's just black and white, and I don't think that's as nice looking as it could be. So I'm going to put it at the bottom of S tier. It used to be my favorite warbler, but I forgot about the painted red start, so it's got bumped down quite a bit, and I just have a love for Swanson's warblers for some reason. Next we've got the palm warbler, another very warbler-looking warbler. It again looks very similar to the yellow warbler, which isn't doing it any good, but I'll probably just put it right there because it's just kind of a warbler. It's just kind of a boring, normal warbler. Though what's not a normal boring warbler, we have the chestnut-sided warbler. Yeah, this is a chestnut-sided, and that's the bay-breasted, I think. Okay, the chestnut-sided warbler. I think this guy is very interesting. It has some very interesting patterns going on. I do believe this is a Setophaga warbler, but it's not. It doesn't immediately give me that, like, feeling of warbler. So I think that definitely does it some good, gives it some points up there. And just the colors on this guy is very unique. It's got like a white base with that very vibrant yellow crown, and it's got like a black mask, and it's got like the reddish chestnut on its sides there. And overall, it just has some very interesting patterning going on. I think this guy is very... I keep moving stuff around. Get back down. I don't know where you were. You were like right there or something? I don't know. Chestnut-sided warbler is alright, but is it B tier? Yeah, I think it's B tier. In fact, I kind of like it better than the red-faced warbler. Do I like it better than the golden-cheeked? I don't think so. But it's close. It's very close. But yeah, I'm gonna put it right there. Bay-breasted warbler. Another one that I hate to admit I actually really like. I just really like that reddish color and that tan, kind of off-white, and the black. It just looks really good. The patterns look really good. Is it S tier? No, but I think it's very top of A tier. Also, why is it called bay-breasted? That doesn't make sense. Like, it does not have a bay on its breast, but is that like a color? I have no idea. I'm dumb. I don't know what that means, but it's kind of a weird name. Magnolia warbler, which I always want to say is Mongolia warbler, but it's not. It does not live anywhere near Mongolia, unfortunately. But this guy, another Setophaga warbler, it just has that warbler look. I think it has a very good color scheme going on for it. But it does give me classic warbler vibes when I look at it. And it really reminds me of a yellow-rumped warbler. And I just don't like that. I'm not comfortable with that. So I'm going to put it... If it didn't have like that warbler look to it, I probably would have put it like B tier, but unfortunately it does, so I'm gonna have to de-rank it down to E tier. And I'm gonna have to put it right above the yellow-throated warbler. In fact, I think it's fine. Okay, next we have the tropical parula. This is our first parula on this list, but we have another one coming up soon. I know I don't think I said it, but I was only going to do, like, warblers found in the US and Canada, but I also thought I would put on the tropical parula, because I wasn't going to put on, like, random vagrants that appear, like, a lot, like, you know, South Texas, Arizona, that kind of place, but I did include the tropical parula because it's a pretty regular visitor in South Texas, so I might as well throw it on there. It's also just a really cool looking little guy. This guy does not immediately scream warbler at me, and I love that. So I think, which is very interesting, because I believe parulas are in the Cetophaga genus, but they just don't scream warbler at me. And I actually quite like it. I think I'm going to put it, like, right behind the water thrushes, because, again, it is very warbler looking, and I do really like its coloration, but, you know, I don't know, I think, I think it deserves that spot. It's also, I don't know, yeah, it's going there, I don't know what I was going to say. Cape May warbler kind of just looks like a prairie warbler / palm warbler, so I guess I'll just put it right there. It's a little bit different, but it's got, like, that overall same appearance. It just kind of shifted, modified, and I don't know. Got another parula. Got the northern parula. This guy, I heard a lot last year, but I never saw. It really made me mad, but not as mad as the other warblers made me, so, you know, there's that. I think I like the tropical parula better, but, where is it? It doesn't immediately scream warbler at me, which is good, but it is in the Cetophaga genus, and, you know, it does have that warbler face when you really do look at it, so I'm gonna have to put it right here, I think. Okay, next we got another redstart. We got the American redstart. I have not seen this guy, but I would like to see it. I actually really like this, because it doesn't, you know, immediately scream warbler, despite it being in the warbler genus. So, that's interesting, but is it S tier, though? I don't think so, but it's, like, up there. I don't know, there's just something about it I like. Next we got the Kirtland's warbler. No, not you. Get down there. Kirtland's warbler, which is, has a very small range. I think it breeds in, like, what, Michigan or something? In, like, winters. I don't know where it winters. I just know it because I watched a video about it. But yeah, these guys, again, they kind of just look like the Grace's warbler, but a little bit better. So I'll just put it right here, like right above the Grace's warbler. Next we've got, oh, which one is this? I think this is McGillivray's warbler, I think is how you say it. Another warbler I forgot existed until I was doing some eBird quizzes for New Mexico. So yeah, there's that. This one is interesting looking. It's got, like, the body of, like, a yellow warbler, but it has, like, a... Why do I keep moving the Nashville warbler? You need to go back down in your spot. But yeah. It also looks very similar to the morning warbler, so I think it's kind of just a ripoff of the morning warbler, but which one do I like better? It's coming up soon, isn't it? Yeah. Honestly, the morning warbler has a cuter face, because it doesn't have, like, those white eye lines, so I'm gonna put it... Oh my god, Nashville warbler, stay in your spot. Is that even the right spot? I think it is. Yeah. You know, it kind of looks more like a Nashville warbler now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, I'll put it, I think, right here. Also, aren't you supposed to be down here? I don't know. But, yeah, you are, I think. I keep moving them around because I'm trying to zoom in and out. But, yeah. Where did it go? What was the thing I was looking at? Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, I think I want to put him very bottom of C tier. I think that's fair. Hooded Warbler. This guy's okay. I don't really like the patterns on it, to be honest, and it very much screams Warbler at me, and I don't appreciate that, so I'm gonna put it... It's kind of like a reverse yellowthroat, but, you know, it doesn't have any white on it. So I'm gonna put it right behind the yellowthroat. I think that's fair. Actually, yeah, I think that's fair. Now we have the Lucy's Warbler. Another one I forget existed, and it's kind of an interesting one because it's mostly gray, which you don't see that often in Warblers. So I think I'm gonna put it like up here, because I don't know, there's something about it I just think is cool and unique. It's also got like this cool little crest where it's like kind of red with a gray dry brush over it, and I like that. So I'm gonna put it like right here above the Pine Warbler. I think that's fair. This one is a Townsend's Warbler, I think. It looks very similar to the Black-Throated Green, so I'm going to put it right above the Black-Throated Green. This one is a Black-Throated Gray, I think, and it's got a cool looking color scheme going on. I think the black and white looks really good, so I'll put it right above the Mongolia Warbler. Actually, no, I'm going to put it above... Actually, I put it at the top of E tier, I think, because it's fine. It doesn't immediately scream Warbler, but it kind of does, so I'll put it there. In fact, I'm thinking of... Actually, no, I'm going to put it above the Pine Warbler. I don't know why the Pine Warbler looks so high up, but it does. A Hermit Warbler, I think. It's very similar to the Golden Cheeked, but I don't like it as much, so I'm going to put it, like, right here, I think, because it kind of reminds me of the Hooded as well. Black and White, for some reason this is the one I think of when I think of the incident. We all know what incident I'm talking about, the Warbler incident. So I'm going to have to put it... It does make me mad, but I do quite like its coloration. It's kind of a crazy black and white stripes everywhere. I just moved a thing again. Why do I keep doing that? Was it you? I don't know. Go like right there? I don't know. It was something like that. Actually, I don't know. This whole tier is messed up. But, what was I looking at? I can't... Oh, wait. Where'd I go? This guy. Yeah, I think you're gonna... no, wait. It was this guy. I'm getting all messed up now. There's just too many Warblers in my face for me to focus correctly. Black and White Warbler, I think it's gonna go, like, right above... Right, yeah, like right above those guys. Kentucky Warbler, my guy, unfortunately doesn't have 3 legs, but, you know, not all of them do, so... I mean, this is just a classic. I mean, you haven't watched the hit movie Xenowave, you wouldn't know just how legendary character this is. Appears for, like, I don't know what, 2 seconds, but, you know, it's a very important 2 seconds. It had 3 legs, a very majestic beast. It's got, like, a cool little pattern going on its face. I kind of like that. It does scream Warbler, but in a good way. I think it has a kind of a cute-looking look to it. So I'll put it there, I think. Yeah, I think that's fair. Next we got the Morning Warbler. Again, pretty much just a McGillivray's Warbler without the white eye ring. So I'll just put it above the McGillivray's Warbler. Tennessee Warbler. They're kind of cool. Get away. I think they're pretty cool, though they are very dull. I don't know, they have a cool pattern. I like the way that the gray goes with the disgusting puke green, but it's in a good way. Though I think it's probably at the bottom of A tier. Or is it A tier worthy? No, I think I'm gonna put it bottom of D tier. B tier, sorry. Yeah, I think that's fair. I like them, but No, I don't like them as much as I thought. Okay, finally, we're kind of finally down to the bottom. Blue-winged warbler. This one's alright. It's kind of like a prothonotary warbler, but it's less yellow, more green on its back, and it has like a little black around its eye, which is fine, but I don't think it's quite prothonotary level. So I'll just put it like right there is fine. It's just kind of a warbler. This one is a golden winged warbler, I think, and it's the last one. So I'm gonna put it. Where do I think I'm gonna put it? It's got a cool pattern. It has got a unique pattern. I think it has some good variation through its range as well. Maybe it's not the one I'm thinking of, but yeah, it's all right. I'm gonna put it. I'll put it like right here. Yeah, that looks fine, I think. Actually, no, I kind of like it a little bit better, so I'm gonna put it like right there. Anyway, that's my New World Warbler tier list. As you can see, most of them are in E tier, because I just don't like warblers that much, but I do think there are some that are good, so there's that. Yeah, if you're surprised, I wanted to make this tier list so that I could stop being called the warbler hater, because I know everyone calls me that. I'm joking. Anyway, yeah, I still don't like warblers. There's just a few that I like a little bit better than the rest. If I was ranking these in like all North American birds, they'd probably be down in like, I don't know, D tier. Combined, like Perulids, they're fine, but they're not super exciting, so they're just kind of a D tier. So this is like inside of D tier, all of these, but some of them are better than the others. Specifically the red start, which I really like, and my boy Swanson's warbler, which is just, look at that face. I can't stop looking at it. He is such a polite little guy, and really does. I kept saying Swanson's thrush, and you don't belong here. Go back down to your spot. I kept saying Swanson thrush, but looking at it, it does kind of have a thrushy look to it. But yeah, anyway, that's my tier list of warblers. Okay, I finished editing this video and I realized I forgot about the ovenbird, worm-eating warbler, and Wilson's warbler, so I guess I have to rank those anyway. Ovenbird, I can't believe I forgot about Ovenbird. Literally one of my favorite warblers because it has a silly name. The Ovenbird is definitely S tier, but I don't know if it's my favorite. It looks very thrush-like, which I do enjoy, but I don't know. There's something about the Swanson's warbler that I just really like. I don't know. I think I gotta put it. It doesn't have warbler in its name, so that's a big plus. You know what? I'm sorry, Swanson's warbler. I'm gonna have to put the ovenbird a little bit, higher up. Actually, you know what? I think do I like it better? I don't want to be that kind of person to, give any sort of credit to prothonotary warblers for being cool because they're overrated, but yeah, I'm gonna have to put ovenbird a little bit higher. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, Swanson's warbler I kind of like better than prothonotary, but you know what? I'm gonna keep it the way it is for right now. Worm-eating warbler, honestly, such a forgettable warbler, but honestly, underrated in my opinion. What did I just do? There we go. Such an underrated species. I mean, I don't feel like I hardly ever hear about them. They are not the prettiest, I'll admit that, but they're pretty cool. They're like really round and I don't know, they have a very unique shape to them. I don't know if they're bigger than other warblers, but I always like picture them being bigger. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good species in my opinion. A tier maybe? I think bottom of A tier. And Wilson's warbler, one that I have actually seen, but it's so forgettable that I just forget it exists. So I'm sorry, it's not one of my favorites. I'm gonna have to put it, I don't know, like right there. It's pretty boring. It's basically just a yellow warbler with a little yellow or a little black cap, so pretty boring. Anyway, that is my tier list of all the warblers, all of them, in fact, this time. Not counting the olive warbler, because that's in a different family, so yeah, there it is. That's the list. There's that, yeah. What are your opinions on warblers? Do you think they're just the best thing in the world and couldn't be beaten by any other bird, or do you agree with me that they're a little overrated? I would like to know. So let me know your opinions on New World Warblers. Goodbye.